Hey guys, I just wanted to leave a quick note here before we get on with the audio. I'm going to start uploading twice a week to YouTube instead of just once a week. 2 weeks out of every month will be a Wednesday upload of a public audio and a Saturday upload of a Patreon preview. But the other 2 weeks out of every month will be 2 public audios, so now there will be 6 public audios every month and 2 Patreon exclusive audios instead of just 1 exclusive audio. And both of these 2 a month exclusive audios on Patreon are both going to be not safe for work. If you want to guarantee yourself some not safe for work content, Patreon is the way to do it. And also I finally finished the Moon Knight pins and stickers that I've been working on over on my Twitch streams if you've been watching. They are now available to purchase on my Etsy shop, which as always is linked in the description. Come on, love. Stock's waiting. You know, we don't have to go. You know, I was very happy to, smuggle you away. Are you in here? Ah. Oh, I see. Are you finally taking up my idea of, pretending to be sick so we can't go? Love? Oh. Ah. You're not pretending, are you? I used to spend plenty of time watching the healers on Asgard work, so I've picked up a thing or two. So, what's ailing you? You know, I'm fairly certain that Go Away Loki isn't the name of a disease. I think we've both established that I'm not leaving, Pet. So, I didn't want to go to that thing anyway. You do know I was only going because you were going, right? I felt obligated to not leave you alone, not with that crowd. Not that I felt forced, darling. Obligated as in, perhaps I like protecting you. I mean, you can take care of yourself just fine. Perhaps I was concerned, if you must know. But you're avoiding the question. No one can do that with me. You're not sick. Pet, you certainly seem it. Your breathing's all fast and ragged. And I don't think it's just because I'm here now. Well, if it's not because of me, and you don't feel ill, in the traditional sense at least, then I am left with only one conclusion. Which I don't think you want to confess to me, do you? Will you tell me what's racing through your mind? I know that something is Because try as you might to hide it, because perhaps you think that, what, it's shameful, or that I will be shocked or disappointed or angry. I do know what anxiety feels like, darling. We gods have feelings too. And you know I'm not really one for opening up. Never wanting to appear weak. I don't trust people with my vulnerabilities. But then there's you, isn't there? And what little you know, and what I've said, or what my brother has said. Yes, I know he tells you things. I know he's just being, in his mind, trying to be helpful, that by telling you things about our childhood may explain and help you understand why I act the way I do. They aren't really his things to share, but we both know I probably wasn't going to share them, and you probably need to know them, so. The point is, you are aware, indeed, of some things that I have gone through. Do you not therefore think that I haven't had my own struggles with, what do you call it, mental health? My dear, I was essentially kidnapped when I was a baby and raised to be taught that the species that I actually am, but wasn't told that I was, were the worst monsters in all the realms who deserved to be wiped out. And then I found all of that out, and you don't think perhaps that did something to me? Or, no, even before that, growing up under someone like Odin, constantly knowing that Thor was his favourite, not knowing why, not knowing that it was because I was not even his son. Or, I was, but I'm not. It would be easy to say that Odin was an evil man. But that's not true. But it's not true that he was a great father either. And I had to reconcile that. And accept that he was my father. And that he did love me. But that doesn't mean I get to forgive all of the things that happened. And growing up, knowing that I was an outsider, but knowing that I felt like one, but not knowing why. Knowing that I wanted to, or had an innate connection with magic, and I wasn't as loud and outgoing as Thor, or as Fandral, or as bloodthirsty and physically strong as Sif, or as funny as Volstagg, but knowing that, well, I know I've said before that other genders and the like on Asgard are normal and stuff. This, what acronym do you use? LGBT things are not so much a thing. I mean, they are a thing, but we don't so much have names for them up there. That I had no real need to fear being different in that regard, but, you know, when I desperately wanted to be the perfect son. Let's say that's a lot of pressure, and therefore I've had nights where I locked myself in my room, sank down and sat on the floor because I wanted to feel something cold. And the bed felt too soft. And if I sat on the floor, I could feel grounded, and I could touch the stone and feel how cold it was, or play with the tassels on the end of the rug, braiding them, just for something, some texture to feel and touch, and all the while feeling like I couldn't breathe. Because of thoughts that were going round in my head, not because I had asthma or any sort of physical ailment. You don't have to tell me what thoughts are making you react like this. You don't owe me that. You don't... If you don't tell me, I won't take it as a sign that you don't trust me, because that would be rather hypocritical of me. For me to trust you and to love you, and to still not feel fully comfortable venting everything to you that has happened to me. Therefore, you also do not need to be ready to tell me all of your innermost thoughts and secrets and fears. But I'm not ashamed of you for having difficulties with things. I may put on the face of, well, I suppose I can't fully understand what it must feel like to be immortal and be with a god, but I understand I have an air about me, carefully cultivated. But you know, I'm one of the few that does. But I have my own insecurities, loath as I am to admit it, about my worth, about my looks. Because this is very, well, I can't say exactly that this was carefully practiced. I changed to fit in when I was a baby, and it stuck without me having any conscious effort for it. This is who I am. And yet, my frost giant form is also who I am. I have to accept that, as ugly as I feel in my other skin. And I fear what you think of me for it. I know that you humans do not have the concept of what a frost giant really is, or whether that would be something that you find ugly or monstrous or fearful. But you must understand I was raised to believe that. What equivalent could it be for you? I don't know. I'm not perfect, and I'm not put together. And you don't need to be those things either for me. I don't have some sort of image of you as this perfect little pet who isn't allowed to have problems or bad days, to feel insecure, to feel anxious or depressed or dysphoric or dysmorphic or just down in general. I don't expect you to be this jolly little human. As much as you have been a source of light for me, you're allowed to be a real complex human being. I'd be very worried if you weren't, actually. And you don't have to be perfect because you think that's what us gods are. And you have to be worthy of being with me. Worthy of love. You are worthy of love and worthy of being loved. Just by being a person who exists and is kind and is trying and wants to be better. You don't have to be anything amazing and special, though you are special to me. You don't need to love yourself before you can love me. You don't need to love yourself in order to be worthy of being with me. Do you love me? Then that alone, the fact that you are capable of love, proves that you are worth receiving it. My dear. What would you say if I got us some more blankets, ordered us some food, and you can choose a film that you like to watch? Darling, I want to be wherever you are. And currently, where you are is not capable of going to that party. And if they make too much noise, I'll just cast a silencing charm on the walls. No one's going to bother us here. Because I wouldn't let them, frankly, but if you'd rather I take you somewhere else, out of the tower, we can do that too. Alright, then. What do you think you're in the mood for? Food-wise, I meant. I'm not much fast. Thank you, dear. I do know how to work a phone. I'm hundreds of years old. Do you think I never came to Earth before I met you, Lord? It's almost like you think Asgard doesn't have its own technology. I'll go down and collect it, I don't mind. You are not leaving this room until I've determined that you're okay. And, well, it's okay to never really feel completely okay, but you're in no state. If anyone questions it, I'll just tell them we're having our own party and none of them are invited. I have the cream of the crop in here. I'm not sharing. Alright. If you fall asleep, that's okay too. More food for me. You don't need to be perfect for me, my dear. Because I'm very much not perfect myself. But I love you. Brain gremlins and all. Thank you all so much for watching, my lovelies. A reminder that audio commissions are currently open, and I also have a Ko-fi and a Patreon. If everyone who followed me donated just £1 a month, that would help me out so much. There are numerous different rewards on my Patreon, including access to my Discord, your name read aloud in credits, and 2 exclusive not safe for work audios every month if you join the top fledgling tier. And a reminder that I do stream on Twitch about 3 times a week. A thank you to my fledglings, Cryik, Phoenix JN, Andy Christ, Donut Rebel, Victor's Divorce Lawyer, Enter, Cello Moon, Whipson, Kim, Leviathan, Sefergi Blurg, Colleen Dawn, Harmony Phillips, Rasley D, Taylorg, Texsexual, Theo Nightmare, Liam, Mike Yavorski, Netsquick, Vampire Obsessed, Nerd Herder, Mouse, Ali Wally, Brianna, Lizzie Hanyu, Victor, Absolute Artistic Chaos, Jordan Draws, Alyssa, Food Crimes and Fire, Ollie Mac, Lame Selkie, Astrid Alton, Cakely Demise, Atis, Shami, and Ruby Granados. And a thank you to my familiars, TRO Voodoo Doll, Neuron Name, Abby Clayton, Maximum, Your Friend Blue, Dandelion, Saladoria, Lauren Lovett, April, Cynical Altera, Aranza, Abby, Zaz, and Hunbun.